Hey, this is Kevin with the sprint video for the Collective Experiences team in Breaking Boundaries SIG. So we got a lot accomplished this past sprint. We mainly focused on stories regarding making advancements on the URG, learning tech for mostly for iOS, so we can develop the Collective Experience mobile experience. We added live querying to Cerebro, and we also worked on developing the mobile experience after learning in multiple ways, with some amount of like backups in case the full native doesn't work. So on the URG side, Shannon and Ryan have done a lot of great work. They met with Peter and have gotten feedback from him. I think they've sent to other DTR members as well and have been doing a bunch of work in revising and making that grant better. The two of them have also been working on learning Meteor plus iOS and pure iOS through Stanford lectures and Apple's documentation, as well as the Lynda iOS course. And during that time, I also like pair programmed with Shannon and have talked with them about like what we're going to do. Basically, we've come to the decision that like we do want to like eventually being like soon get a faux native experience for the Collective Experiences platform on iOS like fully, and then as kind of like because we want to like I think that's like we decided that's more a sustainable path going forward, and just doing Cordova is like a little bit of it could lead to like some bad like rabbit holes if we got like stuck on like adding new tech that might not be like supported that well. So we figured it's kind of like learning a lot both ways. It would just be like easy, like Meteor iOS would just get us started quicker, but like it would still require some serious learning for like adding some like actually native things that might be just as much work as developing the app for iOS. Okay, but still, as our kind of like backup to deliver value and have something working so we can test with people as soon as possible, we did also deploy a Cordova app with what we currently have, to try to get as much of that going as possible. So, okay, let's talk about. I'll give demos of both those a little bit later, but let's talk about the package development. So I added live querying to Cerebro. Basically, that means that in Cerebro now we'll be able to just use the one function, live query command, to just give a location, and the Cerebro will search for all users that are near that location. So basically, anyone that's tracking the location, it will do a query for all the locations and see if they're close to the sort of location that we're looking for example, a restaurant. So this is mostly hard to demo, but I'm gonna run this anyway and just kind of show like the test cases that I have set up to like make all this function. Basically, I've created some dummy data over here, which has me at a coordinate near Park Evanston, Ryan north of Tech, and then Shannon kind of near BAT 17. And we're gonna run a query over here in which we live query for restaurants, centered around Park Evanston. With some default radius basically. So what we're expecting to find is that like Park Evanston's right next door to like Whole Foods and across the street from a whole bunch of restaurants. So we'd expect for me to be near a restaurant and for Shannon to be found near BAT 17, whereas I made sure to stick Ryan nowhere near any restaurants. So yeah, I guess this is as much as you can see, but we just logged the result from our live query and we get Kevin and Shannon, which is promising. And of course, we need to like test this on a larger scale with like more users. But yeah, we pulled this into the main application as well. So a quick demo of that is just mainly in our we still need to do a little work to abstract this function to Cerebro to like generally like let's say like notify interested users for experience, and then just copy that over there so there's not too much logic on the platform side. But basically, we're going to, if the user specifies experience, which they are now able to do, they will be able to they'll be able to set an experience when creating experience. They'll be able to set a location when creating experience, and then later on it'll like just live query for it. So if I do this and sign in, I can create a new experience. We can see we have a new experience here, so let's call this like bakery snap, and then take, let's say this experience is to take a picture of your delicious, delectable pastry item at the bakery. So we get a cool collage. Check photo upload, and we want participants to be at bakeries. So submit, and here once again we have the experience. This was here last week, but now I guess just the key thing you'll see when we like send start notification is that, well, here's kind of like updated query. Right now I'm once again the only user on the platform, so it's kind of hard to demo all from my perspective. But basically, this is the only console line, so we're just logging. So we're just like, this is the result that we get back from Cerebro.live query, since I'm like physically close to a bakery right now. So yeah, we get back the result, and we're making sure that like I'm the only eligible user, so I have to be one of the ones that's allowed values for the ID. Okay, well, so that's it on Cerebro. I'll leave this running since I need it for other things. Okay, so me and Shannon put a ton of work into developing the basic iOS app, and we've made a bunch of pretty significant progress in terms of like hooking up the application with our Meteor server and giving it maintain like person's login and so on. So right now, once again, I can log in, and then these profile settings are synced up with mine. So if I go back to Cerebro, these are both checked, right? So if I do this and I uncheck this, submit it, did I uncheck that? Okay, that's automatically rechecks it, right? And it updates my list of experiences with things I'm eligible for automatically. Yeah, basic other stuff. Sign in, log in, create an account, to like you also sign up. Most of this is just kind of also like one place right now. If we don't have any experiences, nothing eligible, so checking them off. And yeah, so we're still working on functionality to basically like be able to participate in the experience, and we need to discuss about like creating an experience on the mobile application. I think we want to do that as well, but right now the next thing focus is like such that you're able to participate in this as well. And maybe get notified on the iPhone. Okay, so that's that, and then our fallback is, if we go here, is we also have the application on Cordova. So this is like pretty close right now to being testable with users. So we'll just see this. The entire notifications part is push notifications, something the main part that we still need to work out as well. But for the application, okay, we have like Cerebro here once again. I'll actually make it like a new person this time. Let's say like Kevin3 at kevin.com. Create account. Yeah, create the account again. All of this works. Let's subscribe to Bakery Snap. And yeah, so you can do all the same sort of things. You can also create experiences and so on. So yeah, that's basically what we've all done with the sprint so far. Ported a large part of our collective experience platform over to native, and yeah, kind of just like started a ton of work to get pretty much there to start testing. Thanks for watching.